There's no denying mortgage rates are having a big impact on today's housing market. And that may leave you with some questions about whether it still makes sense to sell your house and make a move. So here are 3 top questions you may be asking and the data that can help you answer them. Number 1, should I wait to sell? If you're thinking about waiting to sell until after mortgage rates come down, here's what you need to know. So are a ton of other people. And while mortgage rates are still forecast to come down later this year, if you wait for that to happen, you may be dealing with a lot more competition as other buyers and sellers jump back in too. So that means if you're waiting it out, you have to deal with things like prices rising faster and more multiple offer scenarios when you go to buy. Number 2, are buyers even still out there? While some people are holding off, there are still plenty of buyers active today. And here's the data to prove it. The Showing Time Showing Index is a measure of how frequently buyers are touring homes. The graph uses that index to show buyer activity for March, which is the latest data available, over the past 7 years. You can see demand has dipped some since the unicorn years, shown in pink. That's in response to a lot of market factors like higher mortgage rates, rising prices, and limited inventory. But to really understand today's demand, you have to compare where we are now with the last normal years in the market, which is 2018, 2019, not the abnormal unicorn years. When you focus on just the blue bars, you can get an idea of how 2024 stacks up, and that gives you a whole new perspective. Nationally, demand is still high compared to the last normal years in the housing market, and that means there's still a market for your house to sell. So number 3, can I afford to buy my next home? If you're worried about how you'll afford your next move with today's rates and prices, consider this. You probably have more equity in your current home than you realize. Homeowners have gained record amounts of equity over the past few years, and that equity can make a big difference when you buy your next home. You may even have enough to be able to be an all-cash buyer and avoid taking out a mortgage altogether. So the bottom line is, if you've had these 3 questions on your mind and they've been holding you back from selling, hopefully it helps to have this information now. A recent survey from Realtor.com shows more than 85% of potential sellers have been considering selling for over a year. That means there are a number of sellers like you who are on the fence. But that same survey also talked about sellers who recently decided to take the plunge and list. And 79% of those recent sellers wish they'd sold sooner. If you want to talk more about any of these questions or need more information, contact me or the Nicole Ngust team today, and we'd be happy to answer and clarify anything you need.